Welcome in. Today I'm doing another product review. Today we are looking at a practice pad in the classified collection by Brittcorp. So Brittcorp is, as the name suggests, a UK company which has just brought out this practice pad. They brought me one down to check out, and I've got to say, first impressions, it's a good looking thing. We're going to see today if it's able to compete, maybe beat, my current pad of choice for most of my lessons, which is the Offworld Invader version 3. So this practice pad is quite a beefy, heavy looking, well-made piece of art, really. On the back of it, we've got a resonator section making a snare sound, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. If you hang out to the end of the lesson, I'm going to take that off and show you exactly what's inside there. We've also got this resonant stand on the back, which is a nice little add-on, actually. It really does make a big difference to the sound. So we're going to talk about that as well. It looks as if it's a pad a little bit like the Offworld, which has got some kind of rubber surface underneath here, and then on top of it we've got like a kind of a vinyl top. And the first thing that obviously all of us drummers do when we see a practice pad is hit it, and straight away you can kind of get an idea of what sort of practice pad is it. Is it a rubbery one? Is it a snare feeder one? Well, this one's been designed to feel like a HGS snare drum, and I've got to say, it really does actually. It's got a good amount of tension to it, so it feels quite tight. Things like buzz rolls are well sort of articulated. I can hear what's going on. Because of the snare chamber that's on the back, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute, we get the snare sound all over the pad as well. Rim. So they're telling me that the rim is made of some kind of space age plastic, which is kind of unbreakable. So that's always a bonus for us drummers. There is a place on here for us to sit our sticks when we're not there. Now, the big sell on this for me, one of the biggest sells anyway, is this resonant chamber, because if I play this on here now, and I try and get it out of this chamber, which might take me 30 seconds, you'll see there's actually quite a big difference in sound. So if this was just on a table, which is what this is representing, so I can still hear a little bit of that snare coming through, but it's considerably taking the volume down, which is probably what some of you guys want when you're playing this sat on your table in your bedroom or in your front room. Let's talk about the bottom of this then. So on the bottom, you can see we've got this big square panel. Now, these things here are actually tensioners. So what we can do is we can tune to an extent the snare wires. In other words, we can loosen those snare wires. So I can loosen those snare wires off by turning these. And then, as you can hear then, when I turned it upside down, there's a little bit more then of the snare, or less. So you can tune that as you want. As with most pads, on the bottom we've got a nice soft surface, so we're not going to damage our tables. So my first impressions of playing this when I first got it was actually it's very much like the Invader. I think, well, I know they're going to be creating a 14-inch version, which is going to be dropping in the new year. That for me is going to be a game changer, because if I'm honest with you, from a week of playing with this pad now, this is probably just about overtaken my Offworld as my number one pad, apart from one big flaw. The one big flaw for me is that I do a lot of kind of freestyle drumming in a line with other drummers, and so I can't quite get around this pad. I don't know. It's generally pretty good. It's just certain movements that, for me personally, and any other guys who are super into their freestyle kind of crossovers and stuff like that, are going to want a bigger pad. Well, they're going to be bringing that one out in January, which I'm told is a 14-inch, which I can't wait to get my hands on. So that one could very well be replacing my Offworld. Now, they're also going to be bringing out a version without the snare in. Now, I've no idea on the pricings of the pads coming, but I would imagine that the 14 will be a little bit more expensive, and the one without this snare mechanism will be a little bit cheaper. So £120 this one's selling for at the moment, delivered, which I believe is about $150. For guys in America, which I imagine most of you guys are, or certainly guys outside the UK, get in contact with them, go through the website and find out when they're going to be shipping. They're looking to ship worldwide very soon. I think they're already selling these, so if in the UK right now you want to go and get one, go get yourself one. So my question to you guys is, what is your favourite pad at the moment? What is your go-to pad? This one for me could very well become my new go-to pad. My current one, the Offworld, Why is this my favourite pad? Well, one of the reasons I like this pad is because the volume is just about right for me to be able to do my lessons with my microphone up here, so I can talk over the top of it. It's the right size, it fits on top of my snare drum, and that's really it. It feels a lot like a marching snare drum, and this one ticks all those exact same boxes. So, go check these out. If I'm trying to advise you to buy a practice pad at the moment, I would certainly say and recommend these guys. If I was going to give it a score out of 10, to be honest with you, tell you what, if it had been 14 inches, it would have been a 9 out of 10. And I'm never going to give it 10. So this one, I would certainly say 8 or 9 out of 10. One little thought for practice pad companies. When you're making a practice pad, the one thing that I find with these smaller pads, so this is a 12-inch pad that feels a little bit different to a real drum, is when I'm doing rim shots, the angle which I have to get, it sometimes feels like I'm having to really, the angle of the rim is too high. So I end up feeling like I'm playing the snare drum rim shot like this. So that's just something for maybe to contemplate. It feels as if the height of the rim on this one is maybe a tiny bit high, but we're talking millimeters really. But it's pretty good. So let's have a look in the back of this then. If I take this off again, let's see what this one's made of. This is quite difficult to get off. Here we go. So upside down, let's take these off. So inside this little square resonator area are lots of little metal rods. I'm not a metal expert, but I looked a lot like to me to copper, or certainly something similar to that. And you can see that you could, if you wanted a little bit less snare sound, probably take some out, maybe put some more in, maybe put some over the top if you want to. But the idea of this is this little guy here holds them still, lets them resonate, and if you want it super tight, do it super tight. If you want it loose, do it loose. So that's it. Brittcorp. Good job. Look forward to seeing the 14-inch version. If you guys are in the market for a practice pad right now, go check them out. If you've enjoyed this, let me know. Make sure you're subscribed, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.